Hello and welcome back to WePC. This is the weekly news show brought to you every Friday. It's not normally hosted by me, but I'm here and it is a pleasure to be here in my own home bringing you this week's roundup. This week saw the release of a new line of B550 motherboards, which AMD had promised us were going to be a cheaper, more affordable option than the X570s. But a lot of us were left disappointed because when they actually came out, they were roughly the same price. So AMD, what's going on, bro? I mean, I thought we were getting cheaper motherboards here. Doesn't seem quite right. I mean, I get, coronavirus has affected supply lines and affected everything to do with the budgetary reasons, but these were supposed to be our cheaper motherboards. These were supposed to help us during coronavirus. Now it just seems like you've gone the other way. You can go to our website to find the B550 versus the X570s to see how they actually compare for the price points. It's a good way to sort of have a look what you're getting your money's worth. Some brighter news this week was the Steam Game Festival, which saw over 900 demos come to Steam Online for us to be able to play, and you're not going to get through all 900 demos, we're going to tell you that straight up, but there are a lot of good options on there for you. I've played a few and they are incredible, some absolutely brilliant indie games. If you have done all 900, we here at WePC salute you because that is a lot to get through. However, if you do want to save a bit of time, pick out a few of the best games, we have rounded up the best games from the Steam Games Festival and they're going to be in a link in the description below, so have a look at a few of those. Now we're filming this on a Friday morning, Friday the 19th to be very precise, which means The Last of Us 2 came out at midnight and a lot of our staff have stayed up to play what will be eventually the first half of the game, because that's the part that got reviewed. And as we sit here, we can honestly say, I mean, I'm probably not the best person to be talking about Last of Us 2 since I've only just started Last of Us 1. But luckily for me, a lot of our staff have been playing it, and the one word that all of them have said is emotional. And I don't know why, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, which is probably the best reason why I'm doing this video, because I can't physically spoil it for you. But The Last of Us 2, summed up in one word so far, is emotional. Now for those of you who have played it, please respect the others. Let's not spoil it. That's not what the gaming community is about. But for those of you who had played it, is it emotional? Leave a comment below. But all in all, for Last of Us 2, we're just excited to get into that second half. Obviously, a lot of the game was really heavily leaked before the release. To some mixed reception, there were some points that were great about it, some points that are not, but with a 95 Metascore on Metacritic for the first half, we can only safely say that that half of the game is exceptional, and we're looking forward to reviewing the second half of that game in due course, which I think one of our editors is nearly on it now, so we should have that to you soon. This week as well, we also saw the surprise announcement of Star Wars Squadrons. Now, EA have stopped support for Battlefront 2, so we always knew that a new Star Wars game was on the horizon, but a lot of us didn't expect one so soon. And as a massive Star Wars fan, to play games like X-Wing and Jedi Starfighter, this is welcome news. I know that the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game, the space battles weren't everyone's favourite part of it or everyone's cup of tea, but myself, I always enjoyed them. It sort of goes back from what I've seen from the gameplay trailer of those classic Star Wars arcade games, which I was always a fan of, so it's nice to see EA doubling down on some of the great sort of content that they can use in Star Wars. On Thursday night, we got a first look at the gameplay from it thanks to EA Play Live. Speaking of EA Play Live, that was just one of many announced E3 replacements. This week alone, just this week alone, we've seen IGN's Summer of Games, we've had the Guerrilla Collective stream, the Future Games show, we've also had the PC Gaming show, and now EA Play Live. And EA Play Live has brought out some spectacular demos and trailers, Madden 21, Fifa 21, and we've got to say, from the looks of it, it looks like Frostbite's being used and they look spectacular. EA also announced that if you buy FIFA 21 for PS4, because it's coming out before the PS5, you will automatically get it on the PS5, which is the same sort of system that we've seen from Microsoft on their Xbox consoles. It seems to be here now with Sony and PS5, from what we've been told from a lot of games that are coming out before the release date. Also as well, one sad bit of news is that Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed again, and you've got to think now, what is going on at CD Projekt Red? Because it was delayed before, they went into crunch time. Obviously this crunch time's not been enough, or is this down to a PS5 release? Because we did have a leak the other day that the PS5 was coming out around the 20th of November, around that sort of time, with a price point of roughly the $500 mark. And as we sit down and see, is that CD Projekt Red launching Cyberpunk 2077 in line with the PS5, which would make a lot of sense, because they've already gone into crunch time and they've already finished the game and started releasing it to journalists for reviews. So why would they need to push it back further? Just doesn't make sense. Let us know what you think in the comments below. That caps off just a huge amount of games that we've seen be announced in the last few weeks, and we've put up a list of PC games we can't wait to play, and there'll be a link in the description below. To cap off the end of the week, we got a pretty surprising email from AMD announcing their new Ryzen Zen 2 3000XT. Now these Zen 2 3000XTs are aimed middle of the road for the enthusiastic PC market, and we finally got to have a look at what these chipsets are about, what makes them run, what specs they're going to be bringing, and eventually their actual design, and we've got to say they look fantastic. AMD released details for 3 CPUs, namely the Ryzen 9, Ryzen 7 and Ryzen 5. And you can read all about those in a link in the description below. That's it for this week, and if you want to know more about anything we've just spurted out to you in this video, there'll be links in the description below. If you like what you see, I'm not just talking about me, why not consider subscribing to WePC?